Good morning, everybody. My name is Mikhail Pannik. I am the coordinator of the DC4LT initiative. And together with me today is Marina Brifarno, who is the co-leader of the project. And together we are presenting you the open educational practices in computer-assisted language learning. This is the second part, or even the third part already, right, of our journey through open educational resources and licenses, and today we are focusing on open educational practices. Marina will leave the floor. Maria will leave the floor for you.
Okay, so good morning from me. Good morning, good afternoon from me as well. So I'm Maria Brifarno. I am an Italian language teacher and technology enhanced learning expert, project manager and senior researcher in the Smart and Mobile Interactive Lab of the University of Macedonia in Thessaloniki, that it is located in the northern part of Greece. I'm also adjunct professor at the Hellenic Open University in TESOL Master Program, teaching topics related to COL, and I'm also a teacher's training and teacher's trainer, and I'm really happy to work with colleagues, and I'm really happy to be here today with you. So with my colleague Mikhail, we will discuss and we will present and we'll try to work also together on open educational practices. So we will show you what we have prepared today for you. First of all, I would like to share my screen. Okay, so you can see what I am showing to you. Okay, 1 minute. Here we are. Okay. I think now you can see the workshop outline.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So in the first part, we will introduce a little bit what do we mean by open educational practice. We will connect this to the open educational resources. Then the people who attended yesterday our session will see some a few slides that are the same, because we wanted also to connect the session that we did yesterday with today. So we will repass a little bit what information about the licenses. So you can repass also a little bit the content that we saw yesterday. But what we would like to do is also, and we didn't do yesterday, is to see how we can work with the attribution generator. So how we can work with some specific platforms that can give us automatically the OER licenses, the licenses that we need to use for the OERs. And we will have a hands-on activity. And we will try to see how we can work and create, we will give you a template to fill it, and we will see how you can create a lesson plan on related to computer-assisted language learning, and then how you can upload it on a platform for a repository that we discussed yesterday, the OER repository. So we have chosen one that is really known and famous, and people very well known in the wider teaching community worldwide, the OER Commons. We have created a group there, so we will try to see which are the steps I have done. I will show you also an example, because I have already filled in this form, and I have uploaded. Of course, when you one thing that I also want to say is that we will just want to see the experience of uploading this. But since this repository, it is a repository when you are uploading a resource, then there is the process of review by the system. We will not see anything today when that it is uploaded, but what we want you to do is to see, to share a practice. It can be also something very, very simple. It doesn't have to be very complicated, just an activity, a small activity. And we will show you how you can do this and how you can upload, how you can follow this process, because it takes some time. And I believe that this is why also people don't share a lot their content. But as soon as you have the first experience, I think then it will be much easier for you to do it. I don't know if you want to comment anything, Mikhail, related to what I have said about what we're planning to do today.
I think for me, the most important part is that we work with practices. Mm-hmm. And I think that is a topic that extends the open educational resource content, because many people are familiar with open educational resources. And even though maybe not so many people actually actively creating and sharing their resources as open educational resources, I think many people have experience searching for these resources and using them in their own teaching practice. Mm-hmm. However, with open educational practices, I see much less people being familiar with this concept, and I see that it's quite useful and it's very powerful. And in my opinion, it is also more useful, since I'm not a teacher by education. Having a well-tested and well-described open educational practice is actually more valuable for me than finding the right open educational resources. So I think this is something we should explore together, and maybe we can ask people in this webinar now, maybe if you can paste a short message in the chat if you have any experience with open educational practices. So I didn't have before this project, before Maria introduced me to this topic, and I was really excited.
I'm happy that you are excited with this. I'm also happy because, if you want to give us also your feedback, it would be great. But I really like the idea of open educational practices, because it has to do with sharing, community, creating together also. You just build upon other people's work, and you can just create wonderful things. And it is also good because also you can invite also your students to contribute to this kind of activity. So let's see. If you don't have, I don't see any responses here. Let me see. Never used. Okay. So, okay, let's see. And we can also discuss together, in order to make it also more, how can I say, easier for us to work together. It's nice to discuss also a little bit. We're not so many. This is good in that case, because we can have also a nice group discussion here. So what it is an open educational practice? I have here some slides to try to a little bit to present it. So first of all, something that we need to have in mind, it is more than using OER. So it entails to use an open educational resource. It can be, for example, this picture that I have just used here in my slide. It can be the use of an open educational resource. But as it says here, it leverages open educational resources to expand the role of educators, allowing teachers to become curators, curriculum designers, and content creators. In sharing teaching tools and strategies, educators network their strengths and improve the quality of education for their students. So this is just an introduction that it is something more than using OER. Let's continue and see. So open educational practices are ways of teaching that incorporate open educational resources, as well as the 5 R's that we discussed yesterday. We will see again the slide today. Okay. Uses to characterize open activities. So what teachers can do with OERs. The main goal is to build the knowledge, skills, and behaviors that support and improve teaching and learning. In fact, what we will see and what it is important is that in open educational practices, learners, teachers, and the at-large community work as co-creators on a shared resource or towards the achievement of common real-world goal. This might range for collaborative research and writing efforts, create feature articles on Wikipedia, for example, but it can be, for example, also activities that are basically learner-centered and move away from didactic models or teaching, making them opportunities to engage learners in more meaningful ways. We will see here something that I really like this diagram. It is by Haggerty, who proposes 8 attributes of open educational practices that encourage this move through the use of connectedness, trust, reflection, creativity, sharing, participatory technologies, peer review, and learner-generated content. This exactly also the way that we want to work with these, let's say, resources and practices, is that also we need to, it will be nice also to bring in also our students to contribute in producing new materials, in fact, and this brings the spirit of openness a full circle by promoting activities that facilitate, in fact, student contribution. And we can say that in that way, an open resource can be, how can I say, transformed. As we see here, we have, I don't know if you really understood what I have said in total. We can even discuss, but the whole idea is just that it's not that I just take an open educational resource and I'm just using it, but I'm trying to build upon and to make also other people to become co-creators. So if I am, let's say, if I am working with my students on a lesson plan that I have, for example, now today we will try to create an activity, and then we will go and implement this in our classroom. It's really nice to see how this works with our students. We will see what our students will produce, and then if you take all this and you upload all this information, so the lesson plan and the products, and maybe also some sharing also some information about this, let's say, experience in an open community or in a repository where you share, and you can also have discussions there and comments. You are contributing to the spirit of openness. This is what we try to see. And we connect the community, we share ideas and resources, we can show how creative we are, and, you know, creativity just grows. And in all that, participatory technologies are really useful. So Web2 social networks and mobile apps and all these interactive tools are really helping us in doing all these things. So this is a process that, in fact, it is totally supported also by all these technologies. And it's one thing that it is also wonderful. It is the thing that it is all these materials that we create are open for evaluation. They are open for peer review, but it's also an opportunity for us to have also a reflection after our practice. So it is the whole thing. So all these different elements, those are the elements that we see here that Haggerty called them, that those are the attributes of open pedagogy. So the base of all this process is an open pedagogy that can be just a creative pedagogy that we can let's say, implement, and we can combine different pedagogies that we know, but the whole base, the umbrella, let's say, of all this, it's the open pedagogy. So this is more the spirit, and this is the context that we are working. Here, as we have seen also yesterday about the open content, we have seen that across worldwide, we could say, several universities, language institutions, they generously have embraced all these open education initiatives, offering a continuously bigger number of open educational resources, and bringing in this way turning point in the field of language education. What are open educational resources? As we saw yesterday, open means that anyone can freely access, use, modify, share for any purpose, subject at most to requirements that preserve provenance and openness. Yes, this is the spirit. This is what we have in mind. But as we said, these things might change. So we can see that we have to have in mind that, for example, resources that are openly accessible to everyone can change. So this status can change, and maybe we need to pay also after a while in order to use these resources. So we need to have in mind that the most important thing is that we need to see if what kind of license they have, all these resources. And with the CC, as we said, also Creative Commons provides us free licenses that shows us what we can do with the material. So the creators, as I write here, the creators use this license in order to tell, to shape, to describe to the users how to use their material. And this is a whole process that, as I said before, creates a pool of material that can be shared and reused legally, which in turn enables a culture of sharing. Not all open education resources can be reused because they might not have, have limitations, restrictions, and we said yesterday. So in fact, all these and open educational materials can be any type of educational material. It can, as you know, or may not, some of them some resources can have a Creative Commons license 0, so it's something like the public domain, so they need they have no restrictions. But in other cases, there are some specific restrictions that permit the free use and repurposing by others. So here are those 5 R's that, according to David Willey, who really has done a wonderful work in this area. You can see those are the 5 R's, what teachers can do with open educational resources. As you see here, they can retain, reuse, revise, remix, and redistribute. They can do several things, but what is most important is that teachers can bring open educational resources to life. So this is why there is this innovation behind them, because it's not only that they are free, but the most important thing is that you can adapt creatively all of them. So even for now, for the activity that we're planning to do, for example, you can have, you can also, in some cases, or I'm just telling you ideas, you can also search for an activity, an open educational activity that has a license of modification, and then you can build upon and you can create your own. So this is also something that you can do. You can think an activity from scratch, but you can also just search something and just build upon to save some time. So the licenses, as we said there, we have specific symbols, and those symbols give us this information. As you see here, I think I didn't say about Creative Commons yesterday, so I'm just reading you this part. Creative Commons is a movement that has evolved from open source software ideas and licenses. Was founded in 2001 by a group of American legal academics, creators and entrepreneurs, board of directors that includes experts like Molly Schaffer and other people, but also filmmakers, entrepreneurs, journalists, many different, so experts from different areas. And the whole idea was to generate a number of easy-to-use licenses which creators could share their work to the public while maintaining certain control over it. There are now million works using CC licenses, and this is really important. So as we said, it gives us this freedom to work with other resources. And here we can see those symbols that we have discussed also, but I can repeat. We have the symbol of the author, the first one. So if you see that symbol, it means that you need to refer to the author of a resource who has created it. So, okay. And then if you see the second symbol, it means that you need to share alike. It means that you need, again, to give the permission to, it means that you need to use the same license when you will redistribute, let's say, the resource. The third one, it means that you cannot use that resource for commercial reasons. And the last one, the fourth one, is the one that shows us that you cannot build upon. So you cannot use it for creating new material. You can use it if you want for your work, but you cannot change it and redistribute. So this is really important for us, because when we are discussing about the open movement and all this open education and all that, for us teachers, it is important to be able also to build upon it. And in fact, if you have educational material and you want to make changes to adapt it to your students' needs, it is a useful thing to have this symbol, the last one. So here we have a description of all these symbols: attribution, share alike, non-commercial, non-derivative works. So it's important to understand these symbols. So then when you will see the licenses, it will be very easy for you to read them, because many times people cannot remember which license is which one and what does it mean and all that. If you know what the symbols represent and mean, then you will be able to read them and understand them. You don't need to, how can I say, to remember everything by heart, just to understand what those symbols are. It's a simple way to do it. So here we can see those that are the different, we can see 6 different options here. And those that are more accommodating, so more open, and the other that are the 6th one, that it is more restrictive. So in the first one, you see only the symbol that please refer to the author. You can also have, as I said, the C0. That means that you don't need to refer to the author at all. And the last one, where you can see many symbols, it means that you have all the restriction, because you cannot have no derivatives, non-commercial, and then you have also those two are the most, let's say, closed, most more restrictive licenses. Okay, and this one I have added this also today because I think from the infographics, this one that it refers to, it is addressed to students and teachers. It is really important because we need to think and to remember that it's not only us who need to know about all this, but it's also our students who are using all these licenses. We need to know how to use them because they are producing also material. As we said, in our activities, we always, let's say, invite them to present, to prepare a presentation, to prepare something for their portfolio. So this is what I do also with my students. So we have, they have their own portfolios every semester, and in this portfolio, they are just adding all the materials that they will produce during the semester. So in any case, for everything that they are using, I have, let's say, introduce them to this openness and to this open education, let's say, spirit. So I say, if it is to share our content and all these nice things that we produce, it is good to respect the licenses and the work of the authors in order the other to respect us as well. So this is also a nice infographic that you can also use for your students. And here you can see that also they are presented also the free options of attribution. And then, as I have only one slide, I will not open all this. Those are some repositories where people can, where all the teachers can search for finding language material for their different languages. So a few of them are totally, let's say, they are targeting only language teachers and students because they have basically only materials related to this area, like COER, Language Box. But I have also added here some other repositories like COER Commons, like Merlot, that are open. Also, OER Commons, for example, they are sharing different, let's say, materials also for other subjects. So this is the one that we are going to use today. So as I said, also I can repeat, you can find more than 50,000 open education resources from around the world in various languages and in different formats. And when you are uploading here, this is a really nice platform because it has it gives you more opportunities. From one side, you can find, let's say, links. So it is a repository with just with links that people upload, but it gives you also the opportunity to author and to create your own material and upload it in the platform. And all this, whatever it is that you are sharing, even a link, or you create your own material on the platform, there is a group of people who are working on reviewing all these groups, for reviewing all these works. But you have also the possibility to create your own group. This is why I said group. Your own group where you can work, for example, with your students, and you can upload there all the material that you create during the semester. So you can have your own group, and you can have it closed to you, or you can open it to the others whenever you want to do it. And this is really nice because in this case, you are also, you're sharing your own material with all the people. So this is what we are calling also practice. So you create material you can build upon another teacher's material, and you are there to share it and to work with it. So this is really nice. We will see how we will do it. And as I said, when you are searching, when you want to search for resources, there are also filters. This is what we find in all these platforms. Filters that can, let's say, help us in finding exactly what we are searching for in a more easy way. So now where can I share my work? We said that we can do that, but in order to choose a license, in some cases, so in platforms, as I said, there are some platforms where when you are uploading your resources, the platform asks you to select the license. So you don't need to have this on your work before. In other cases, you don't have this, and you need to, in a way, to create this information and to add this on your product, on your activity, on the resource that you want to share. So in that case, you can go to creativecommons.org and you just follow the steps, choose features, optional info, and all that, and you can see how you can get a license. I will show you one way to do it. It is the one that I usually do. This is also good. Just there are some questions. They ask you something, you just give your reply, and then the system in the end generates automatically this license. So what I will do, I would like to go to this one, the chooser beta, and I think that I cannot click on that, no, but anyway, I can do it. Okay, one moment. What do you say, Mikhail?
Oh, I thought that we could demonstrate it right now, but I think you plan to demonstrate it in a few minutes, which is fine.
Okay.
I just gave the link to the tool for others.
Okay. It's okay. Chooser beta Creative Commons. One moment. I have chooser. Okay. Beta. You see, it is something that I use so many times. So this is something that you will also be invited to do. So I can show you how you can do it. So for example, it says here, do you know which license you need? We have a simple step-by-step, let's say, process here. Yes, I know. If I know, it means that I know about licenses. So this is something that this is a knowledge that I need to have. I know. So then it will tell me here, it will ask me which one. So those are all the licenses that we have seen before, the different 6 ones. Okay. So let's say that I want this one that says that yes, I want the author to be, mentioned. And also I want to keep the license, the same license, and to share, if you want to share it, you need to share this alike. So I have just chosen, I made my choice. And then if you see here, every time I reply to something, I see here that more information. I don't understand the numbers, Miranda says. You see here the numbers, those numbers. What you need to understand and you need to read is the symbols. So if it is called, if we say here by, for example, it is the one that we saw before. I can also show it to you. The by, it means the author. If it is SA, it is the shared alike. So I'm just choosing this, that I say I want the author to be mentioned, and then the share alike, it means that I want to have this license because I want my results to be shared in the same way. So if I go after that, I see another combination. What we see are all these symbols that we saw before in different combinations. And this, the wording here, 4 in the end is a version of the standard. Yes, the 4th generation. So everything is 4, as you see. It is this is something that doesn't change. What changes every time is if we have more information about the author, if we have derivatives, or if we don't want, for example, to be used for commercial reasons. So in this case, we say here, for example, that I have this blue arrow. I need to say who is the author. Let's say it's not commercial, and you need to share this resource with the same license. So more or less, this is what we get. And here, when you choose something, as I chose, if you want to understand what is the meaning of all this, because now I'm saying all this, but someone will not remember all that. Every time you choose, you make a choice, you see here that you can see what is the meaning. So the system gives you this opportunity. And also, one other thing that it is important is that the template here, it gives you exactly the description. So every time, if I want to understand which one I want, every time I click on a different one, I get a different description. Yes, 2 and 3 are older, yeah. So if you see here, every time I change it, I get the description that will help me to decide which one to choose between. So here it is the one that I wanted, and it says that this license requires reusers give credit to the creator. It allows reusers to distribute, remix, adapt, and build upon the material in any medium or format, even for commercial purposes. If other remix, adapt, or build upon the material, they must license the modified material under identical terms. Okay, so I go, since now I have the license, I continue. I need to write here the title of my work. I need to add here the creator of the work. So in that case, I can put my name, for example. I can say, for example, testing now. Okay. If I have a link to my work, I can add it. Okay. If I don't have, I don't. If I have a link to creator profile, I just add it. And let's say 2021. And what's happening here is that this is the system generates this information to me. So in that case, if I had also before, if I had a link to my work and the link to my profile, this could be also linked here. Now I haven't put it, but you can do it like this. It is a better one.
Yeah, you can simply type www.google.com somewhere and show how it looks. Either in the link to the work or the link to your profile. Just type something, it doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm just...
No, or you can put whatever.
You know, I can take this because it is... Okay, I can just link to the creator because this is what I have used also for our... Okay.
Yeah, now you're under your name. There is a link.
So if I click, I can go to the profile, and if I had the link to the work, I would have gone to the work as well. So this one, it is easy to I just copy that, okay, and now I can just use it. under my in the resources that I will share. And if I want to share it in my website, I can also use this format. And also, if I want a license abbreviation, so something shorter, I can just take, I said the opposite. If I want the full license name, it is the one with the description, but I have used this one, that it is the, the abbreviation without explaining all this in words. So I just copy it and just add it where I want to add my resource. So this is something that it is really useful. I do it for my work, and this is what my students usually use to generate automatically this description. And I'm going back here to continue. So this is one way, but there are also other ways to do it. The most important thing is, and one thing that we need to keep in mind is that there are, as I said, some repositories, platform that they really offer the tools for the CC licenses, like Flickr, for example. And here we can see a picture where you can see that this is a description that you can find under a picture. And we couldn't use two licenses. This is, for example, that's it. Now that we have the possibility to use the 4, we use the 4. Okay, the version 4. This is an old one. This is why we see that now. But now they update, all these platforms update the versions. But what it is important to remember is that even if we don't have these automatic generators, we need to provide those information, the title of this, let's say, resource, the title, the creator, the source, and the license. Since we have all this, it says here link that we, okay. So since we are giving this information, and we can do it also without an automatic generator, and this is what we call it is the title, author, and source and license. So this is the tassel model that you can have in mind if you remember that. But those are the basic information that are needed in order to attribute, the resource to someone. And one platform that we saw yesterday, and it's also very interesting, it's this one that I showed to you. Again, in this case, you can just, as you see, search from the very beginning in the filters. You can just choose the different filters here, and you can choose also the license. You can search, you can find, I have added here Big Bang, and then as you see, I have found those with the license that says that no derivatives are expected, for example. And then in that case, the system again generates automatically all this, when you can use this photograph, this image, but you can just copy here, and you can have generated as we saw before. You can get this immediately copied and use it in your work. So the things that we need to consider when we want to create open educational material are, first of all, what type of material we want to create. It will be an audio and a PowerPoint presentation, a textbook, a website, a module. You can see those are different types of resources that we as teachers, we can create, a lesson plan, a game. Okay, we need to think about the learning objectives. So they can be linguistic, they can be also other than linguistic. They can be soft skills, they can be intercultural skills, they can be digital skills that are included in soft skills. So we need to think about what we want to do with this activity. We need to think the target group. So it is good because when we are producing this kind of activities and we want to share them, and in fact share also the lesson plan with such activities, it is good to provide information also for other colleagues to use them. We need to think about the tools for offering. So what kind of tools we are going to use. Today, I will show you also a nice repository of tools where you can just use the filters and find wonderful tools for your work. You need to think about the license. So what license you would like to use. So what you will say to the other people who are going to use your own material. So you need to think about this. And also you need to think about, as we said, references, attribution, and the repository where you are going to share it. It can be a platform that it is, let's say, it can be a platform. It is better, as we also discussed yesterday, it is better to share it in an open educational resources repository that can be searchable. You can share it if you want in different and multiple, let's say, repositories. Doesn't mean that if you share it in one repository, you cannot share it in others. So, for example, I remember one of the materials I think that I really liked. It was a course that I have found in the MIT courseware that was a course of Italian where the professor was using the Italian language teacher. She was delivering her classes in a kitchen. So I really like this one. So she was delivering the lesson, but all the students were also involved in producing, creating and cooking, in fact, wonderful Italian food. But they were practicing the language and they were practicing vocabulary. So when I want to introduce a topic, a related topic with Italian cuisine and all that, I am just I'm using this resource. And this resource I have found that whenever I search in different repositories for it, for my let's say for resources, I have found this in multiple in different repositories, OER repositories. So I said, this is how it can be done, because in order people to find your resource, it is good to share it in different repositories also. Of course, if you want to share it only on your website, you can do it like this. And again, people can find you, but not so many. So here it is our activity. I will, Michael will also show you some things about this form that we have created here. But I would like first to show you this repository, because it is something that we would like you to use in order to find some tools to integrate in your activity. And then I will show you also, then we can see an example. I don't know, Michael, if you want also, what do you say? Okay. I will show this, and then if you want, you can also describe what we have done. This this nice. Okay.
I will do that. Go ahead.
Okay.
I think, well, Maria, this repository of ICT tools you're showing. Okay, you showed it as an example. Okay, let's do that.
Yes, since we are just now in the theoretical part, reflecting on the things that I am just showing to you, but then you can also, you can go and search a little bit and explore. So here it is, I don't know if you know it, but this is the European Center for Modern Languages of the Council of Europe. And the inventory of ICT tools and open educational resources. Yes, of course. Okay. We will share it with you because we have it in the activity. So this one is a very nice, it's the product, let's say, the final product of a project, a European project. But what they have developed, let's say, researchers and language teachers have developed in the context of the ICT Rev project, they have developed this platform. And this platform contains a list of tools that have been evaluated with specific criteria in mind. What you will see here and why it is very, very useful. This is something that I use. I only show you things that I really, as a practitioner, use them also in my daily practice. This is why I recommend them. So here you can see that you can see from the one side, there are different, you can see different tools. From the other side, you can see here different filters that you can choose in order, for example, if I want mind mapping, you can choose principal functions, type of interaction or skills or content that you would like, let's say, to use for your activities. So if I filter this and I'm searching basically a mind mapping, let's say, tool, here I will have, I will find 7 tools. Bye, Maria Victoria. So in that case, if you see here, if I want to see and to explore a little bit which one to select, what it is really important in this case, I think that with Maria Victoria, you have explored Kogl, so I can just open this. And that the one, I think both of them, they show you this one. It gives an introduction. It has a description of evaluation. So those are colleagues who have evaluated all this. It gives you information about the cost, the website, but also gives you a nice video, usually with how you can use the tool, and then gives you also more information about the categories that we said before. So when they upload it, they use all these different fields in order to provide all the information. So the skills that you can address with these, the skills that are addressed. So also the type of interaction, the content, the principal functions, usability. So this is really wonderful for us because it is not something that we are trying, you know, we don't have all the time also to search for all these tools that we were also discussing all these days, that technology is passing and let's say new applications grow all the time, and we need to follow, and we need to get all this training all the time. But with this kind of, let's say, repositories and search platforms, we have the possibility to save time. So what I want a mind mapping tool. I just go there, I choose one tool, I see if they are, you know, are good for me. And then I can just go and use them. In some cases, in this area, they provide you also with specific activities. In this one, see that they don't have, but one thing that is also important is that you can like the resource, if you like it, you can just send a comment. And this is really good because it's not only that they have been reviewed, but you can see also that people can also, you know, provide feedback. And also, you can also share and recommend the tool that you are using, because people in this group that are working on this platform, they update with new tools this repository. So it's really nice, and I really totally recommend it. And this is one of the things that we would love for you to see and to use in order to start your activity. So this is this is where we are going to upload let's say the activity that we're planning to do now. And before I do that, to show you how you can do that, I go back to the activity here. I give you, I click on this one here. I give you the link with you, this one. I share it with you. Okay. And since the first part is to download the template, Michael, if you want, you can also share.
I think I'm confused now. Let's do this activity first. Share your open educational practice. Oh, okay. Then it starts downloading the template. All right, then we're talking about the same activity. So you can use that link, or maybe I can share my screen for a second and before we start the activity.
I can stop share mine, and you can share yours.
So here we have the link. You also probably have opened this document, some of you, and you can click on the template. It opens a web page that describes today's webinar. But if you scroll down, I'm showing that now on my screen, you'll find this Open Education Practice template for computer-assisted language learning. And this is just a document that you can click and download. And it's a small document, just one and a half pages, I think. And when you open it, you will see this. And I can just show you what it contains. It's a template, and it contains several titles under which you can put a description of a language learning or computer-assisted language learning practice that you normally use, or you use and you like it, for example, or you want to share it. And how do you work with this template? You simply have the title, then you have some explanation, what can be written there under a green question mark, and then you have a field where you can write it down. So it says add title here, and I can add a title VR role playing to learn prepositions. And that could be my title, but you can of course learn your own title. And then I can check that this is A2 level, and then I can say that this can be done face-to-face or online, not very much in hybrid, or you don't need a hybrid for it. And then I can write the learning objective, linguistic objective, if you have any additional objectives, if there are prerequisites, if there are tools to be used there, if there is a specific methodology. So here I can describe that we're using role-playing, for example. And then what kind of assessment I can use, how much time does it take, for what kind of students this activity is. And then finally, there is scenario description where I can actually describe what needs to happen. So how does this activity usually work? I can describe the structure, some subtasks that need to be given to the students, what they're supposed to do, what is the role of the teacher, and so on. And of course, I can write less text or more text here. And since this is just a template, you're free to modify it. But we simply made it in such a way, in such a form that it is easy to fill in. It has a very plain structure, linear structure. So it should work for many language learning activities. And then in the end, we have our statement of license that one is about the template. And we also have in the end another section explaining to you that here you can add your own license statement. So we can use the license generator, or you can choose any of the license that we recommend here, and you simply add your license statement in the end of your own document. And if you see here, we say that we would like you to give us attribution. So you need to mention that, okay, this practice, if after you fill in this template, you can say that this is based on the template, and then you need to refer to this particular template, and that's it. And you see, we also say it should be shared alike. That means ideally you should share the same license. Let me check. Okay. So what we wanted to do now is for those who want to participate in these activities, you can download this template and you can try to fill in a real or an imaginary practice that you normally do. And then I will go back to the description of the activity. Yeah, then we simply could show you how to upload this to the OER Commons. I think, Maria, you can take over from here.
Thank you very much, Mikhail. One other thing to say is that in our one moment to show it, share my screen. Okay. I will share my screen, the Microsoft Word here, this one. One moment. Okay. I just wanted to inform you that I have created an example, and I have uploaded this in our Google Classroom, so you can find it. I have also uploaded it on the OER Commons, but it is not visible so far. So I just want to show you that this is just an example that I have created. It is the film script challenge. I have just filled in independent B1 and 2, mode of delivery, all of them. And then I'm just showing you that I have just filled in these different parts with the objectives, the prerequisites. So if you want, you can also have a look at this example because it is on our Google Classroom. So the tools, I have used these tools. I write a few things about methodology, about the assessment. So I don't write many things in all these parts. Here, only in the scenario, I'm just giving, I'm just giving 4 different tasks. And here it is where I have written more things, and I describe more about the activities. But you can, if you want, you can just write only one small activity. But I just wanted to show you a scenario that is complete here. Of course, one thing that it's good to have in mind is that you can just do it. You can start it, and you can in a way finish it and share it with us. let's say also after the session. It doesn't mean that you need to think, and if you want to do something, how can I say, more complete, you can do it also. You can share it with us even later. But it is good to try to show and to see how this is, what is the process. So this is a scenario description and all these parts that it needs to be filled and and then it is important for us to show you how you can share it on an OER repository. I think one moment, I will just stop sharing that screen here so I can share. Okay, okay, here. Okay, so here it is the example. You can find it in our Google Classroom here if you want. And okay, and here there are some specific information, and I'm just guiding you. I can we can just let's say give you some time to have a look at this and to complete this, and then I can show you more information about how to share it. Do you have any questions related to the activity? Okay.
I think it is a couple of people that I think opened the activity and trying to maybe make something happen now. So what we were planning to do was to help you describe your activity, your practice, and then help you share it on the OER Commons portal so that you have a first-hand experience of the entire process. It, you know, also can show you that it only takes a few minutes. So, and after you learn, and if you see how to do it, and if you try it yourself, it will probably even take less time. We might want to, do we want to continue recording, Maria?
We can pause if you want. We can pause now, and then we can continue when we will describe how you can register and upload the information, the resource on
Let's do it this way.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I think it's time to continue, and we wanted also to demonstrate, after you describe your educational practice, how to turn it into a shareable open educational resource and how to share it. And I hope Maria can show how she can share it.
Yes. Okay. I think, am I sharing? Yes, now I am. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to this part. One moment. I have finished. Okay, this is the link here, and here it is the one. I'm just sharing also this with you. Okay. Okay. So I am just sharing with you a group that we have created for the DC4LT webinars. So here I have I had the possibility to create a group and also to create different folders for different sessions. So what I am just sharing, for example, in this case, I want to contribute to this group. This is what it says here. So what I can do is to submit from web, and it gives me information here, recommend the new open resource from the web. So it can be something that it's not yours, but you just want to recommend it. But it can be also something that it is yours, and you have a link and you want to share it. This can be your blog, for example, that you have created a blog. It can be a Google Doc where you have an activity. It can be anything that can give you a link. The other part, it is the open offer here. It closes. You can you can just create a resource and share it. In this case, I will show you better this one. It is a lesson that you can, a lesson plan that you can, both of them are simple to use. I'm just open this. In order to be able to use all this, to use this platform, you need, of course, to register first. You can use also your Google account, and you can just do this automatic registration. So here you can enter a resource. It says here a title. You can add a title and an image here. You can write the section name. So this means that I am creating my own content here. So if I want to create a lesson plan or something else here, it gives me also the possibility to use all of these different tools. I have also, I can also import from Google Drive or from OneDrive Word document, or I can also add different resources. And then I can go to the next section, and every time I go and to the next section, I'm just giving more information about the metadata, so the license and all that. Here I can save it, and then I can upgrade it also. I am just showing here, one moment, I have done all this process. So I'm just going back and forth to show you that I have uploaded this this image. One moment here. I have uploaded this image. This is the section name. It is I was trying to upload this one, the example that I shared with you. I have written here a description about this, but this could be also the place where I could also write. I could write even more things. So I continue, and here, what you see here, as I said before, you can just choose between what kind of documents you want to share. And in the end, as we see, as I said before, you can save it or preview it before you save it. And what you get is this environment here. And you can see that this is the lesson. It is a lesson plan, of course. This is what I'm writing here. I have a description. And what it is important to see here, it is that then the next part, the first one that I have created was the lesson plan. Then it wasn't just an example, I just put it the same things. But here it is the next part is the description of the resource. So in the resource, you say what kind of resource it is. Then you give the attribution. So here you have the possibility to check which license you want to use. And then it asks you different kind of let's say metadata. It means descriptors that you can add here in order for people to discover your resource. The important thing is that you might not write anything in this part, like these subjects and all that things. You don't need to write all these things, but you can re-edit it if you want later. You can just upload something quickly, and then if you want, you can go back and give more information. But this can show to you that in this way you can find, people can find your resource. So in that case, I have put, for example, for the subject, I have added here languages, arts, humanities, all these topics where how can I say, I wrote them, but they were already in the system. So I could add also a new subject, let's say, but all those were already there. So I just chose between different that were coming up. So education levels, I just selected those. Material type, lesson plan. Language is English because it is in English. And then here, additional descriptions. It has, it asks you if you want to give information about the format. So I say here that it is a downloadable doc, but it can be a video. It can be, it can have a different format. And for who is this resource for? I said for teacher. Educational use, I say here, curriculum, instruction, professional development. Those were some of the things that I could select from those choices that I had. Accessibility, textual, and keywords. I have written here different keywords: lesson plan, foreign language teaching, educational technology, and all that. And then it is here. This is what you can see, for example. If you want, you can see here the license. So the system, all this information that you provide, then are like this. You can see them, and then you can view the resource. You can save it. You can edit. You can delete it. And of course, something that it is really nice. All these are connected to the Google Classroom. So if you're using this also with your students, you can just, let's say, share it via Google Classroom, or you can share it in another way. In that case here, I'm going back one moment here to show you something that in this one, two affiliated resources. It means that it is accepted. Let's see if we have, I have one, okay, it is pending the one. So I can show you something that it is here, for example. So, and if you want, as I said here, you can tweet, WhatsApp, Pinterest, you can share it so in different platforms, but you can see how many views you have in your resource had. How many they downloaded. You can see comments, and here I haven't put many things in the other resources that I have uploaded the other time. Tags here, evaluation, standards, and the description. So this is more or less what you can see here, but the good thing is that you can upload what you want and you can just edit it. And you can save it. And in this platform, generally speaking, you can create your group, and you can select also groups that that you like. So if I go also to my profile here, I will see my items. So what I have shared so far, my groups, my hubs. So I can see if I am also what I have also done. So this is what you can do. And you can see here, this is in fact the place where you can find everything that you own. So it's a nice and user-friendly platform. I don't know if you have any related questions to that, but more or less those were the things that we wanted to share with you, and we hope that you will spend some time to have a look and see how all this is done. I don't know if you have any comments and how the whole thing. Okay. What is your opinion? If you like it, if you would like to try it also, to share some open educational resources in such platforms.